Hey YouTube, what's going on, and welcome back to Cairo and his things. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Cyansky P12R. Let's get started with the basic specifications on this light. As far as size, we're looking at 102 millimeters in length, or 4.02 inches. And as far as diameter, max diameter on the head, we're looking at 25.4 millimeters, or 1 inch. And then it's 46 grams in weight without the battery. It does take this 14500 battery that it comes with, but also if you prefer to just do a basic AA battery, it works with that as well. Of course, it is USB-C rechargeable right behind this flap. And just to comment on this real quick, I've got to say this is probably my least favorite flap on a light yet as far as the USB-C flap. For some reason, it's got this odd shape to it. Instead of just being straight down or just to the side, it's kind of both. And so what happens is when you go to press it down, it doesn't really stick well. So like you really have to press down on both sides because the side flaps want to come out. And so it just really doesn't sit on there well. Sometimes I have to take a minute with it just to get the flap down. So not a big fan of that flap. But moving on, as far as on the head here, you'll see that we have really no bezel other than the fact that the lens is just slightly recessed into the head there. But there's no serrations or whatsoever on this bezel, and it's pretty small, okay? And then in the head, as far as that emitter, we're looking at an Osram P9, so a pretty good general use emitter. And as far as output claims, we're looking at a max turbo output of 1300 lumens. And then on high, we're looking at 300 lumens, which should last about an hour. On medium, we're looking at 50 lumens for 4.7 hours. And on low, we're looking at 5 lumens on 116 hours. And we do have a max throw distance on turbo at 240 meters and 14,400 candela. Now, moving down the light here to the side switch, from what I can tell, this does seem to be the same side switch that Cyansky's using on pretty much all their lights. It may come in a little bit different sizes depending on the size of the flashlight itself, but I think it's all the same design on the side switch. So if you end up liking the side switch, then you're probably going to like it on all the Cyansky lights. I will say I do like it. I don't love it. It's similar to the TS10 tail switch and how you have these circle patterns on it. However, I will say that the actual click of the button does feel a little bit different, but it is still fairly responsive, and there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. I'd say it's a decent button. And you probably did notice that the battery indicator there does click on. So as far as the battery indicator, how mine is blinking green, well, it's actually solid green if you're between 100 to 75% battery. It's flashing green like what I just had at 75 to 50. It is solid red at 50 to 25% battery remaining, and it is flashing red at under 25%. And as you probably saw, that does turn off after a couple seconds. As far as the clip, we do have a nice two-way clip on here, pretty standard, looks good, feels good, works well. It's pretty out of the way. I like the clip that they used. And on the little battery tube here, it does have some indents that you can kind of put your fingers in, some grooves there. Not super grippy, but it's, you know, just a nice sleek design. And then on the bottom here, it actually has a pretty good magnet. And being that this is a very lightweight flashlight, it sticks really well and you get no slide whatsoever. So I'm really happy they went with the battery on there. Now this is IP68 rated. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the user interface. It's really, really simple, which is, I think, really one of the selling points of this light. So it's just click on, turns your light on, click through. That's how you get from your low, medium, high, turbo. Low, medium, high, turbo. Turn it off. Hold it down. And let's say that I go up into high mode. Turn it off. Turn it back on. It does have memory mode. If I want to start in low, there we go. Memory mode. All right. And that's it. Really, really simple user interface. Let's take a look at some beam shots. All right, now that we got to take a look at the beam shots, I did forget to mention though that this does have a strobe mode as well. So if you click and hold, that puts you into your strobe mode, and you can click to go back. Now, as far as the general notes that I have on this light, I think between the features and the simplicity of the user interface, it makes this actually a better light for anybody that's kind of new to the flashlight hobby or that is just looking for a nice simple flashlight. This isn't tactical in any way or anything like that. It's just a really, really simple flashlight. And previously I made a video saying that the AceBeam Pokelit AA was probably about the perfect gift flashlight. Well, I'm going to go out and say that this Cyansky is a better option for a gift flashlight if you can afford a few extra dollars for it. This one's a little bit cheaper. This one's better in my opinion. This user interface on the AceBeam is definitely not for everyone. This user interface is really, really nice, really, really simple. We do have a little bit of a bigger head on the Cyansky, but it allows it to get that much better beam profile. I really like the beam profile coming out of this tiny light. And of course we have a magnetic bottom and just an easier to use switch. So I think that the Cyansky actually is a better option for a gift flashlight, or if you're just looking for something really small and simple, I think that this does the trick just right. And I also think that this feels like pretty good quality. It's nothing extraordinary, but it's also, it doesn't feel cheap either. I mean, it's a good feeling light. So let's take a look at price. We are looking at $45 on Amazon. However, at the time of me recording this video, it's currently on sale for $34 on Amazon. So if you want to get that, I'd recommend go ahead and purchase it while it's on sale. And thank you for watching.